Athena and Luna. I hope you had a fantastic holiday and that you're getting ready for your New Year celebration. I think my New Year's is going to be extremely low-key this year. I will insert last year's video in the description box if you're curious, because I do have quite a few rituals that I do on New Year's, and I think this year I'm probably going to keep it to a minimum. I have been ill and just haven't had a whole lot of interest in doing all too much lately. In this video, I did want to share a couple of my recent finds and favorites. I know some people do little monthly favorites. I never do that kind of thing. But every so often I realize there's been quite a number of things that I've collected or found that are just amazing and I want to share with you. So that's what this is all about. The first one I wanted to share, I have my notes as usual, a couple programs that are binge-worthy. And I binged the F out of these. So I have been sick. I've been just doing a lot of binging. The first one is on Netflix, and it's called Glitch. It is an Australian drama. It has some supernatural qualities to it. Basically, it opens for no particular reason. People, at least a few people, like 7 people, are crawling out of their graves in this particular graveyard. The whole entire graveyard is not coming back to life, and it's not a zombie apocalypse. It's not Michael Jackson's Thriller. They look 100% totally normal. Some of them have been dead 3 years. Some have been dead 100 years. But all of them crawl out of their graves, and they are naked, which I thought was weird, but it kind of makes sense when you watch it. And it's a mystery about why is this happening, and it's really good. I feel like the seasons are really short, like maybe only 6 or 7 episodes per season, and there's only 2 seasons out. So here comes Furry. What's up, Furry? Anyway, it was really good, and now I'm hooked. That's the only negative. Just like any show, it leaves you hanging, and when you come to an end of a season, it's like, what to do. I also binged all of Outlander in about 3 to 4 days. Yeah, I know one day in particular I watched 13 episodes. What the? And it's not like I'm laying around in bed. I'm putting around my house doing junk, holding my phone or my computer and just watching it with my earbuds in. But holy. Have you guys seen Outlander? I'm just going to say, it's for the ladies for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that dudes could get into, but whoo, lordy. There's a lot of loving up in that show. Stop it. Stop it. She gets my attention by knocking my crystals on the ground, and it pisses me off. Stop it. Girl, I will throw you out of here, boo-boo. Here. Get over here, you naughty booty. Oh, my Lord, you're so naughty. You are such a naughty baby girl. Okay, play. Next thing I wanted to share with you are a couple books. This one's been around for a couple years. It's not new, but it is freaking amazing. Do you have this book? Traditional Witches Formulary and Potion Making Guide. This is one of the best books I've ever read. And yeah, there's a ton of potions in here, and the majority of the book is that. However, I love this book because this is like advanced. This is not, it's not a 101. It's not another witchy book where it talks about everything from, you know, square one. All the sabbats and all the blah, blah, blah. It's definitely more like a 301. Okay? This is for people who already know all that stuff, and we just want some good potions. The first section does talk about when the best days of power are, and timing your spells, and also some really good basic substitutions for if you don't have this, use this. You know, non-toxic thing. Some of the recipes in here date way back and include things that are toxic and that you maybe can't get your hands on, or maybe you shouldn't get your hands on. It's mainly oils and powders, inks, making some magical inks, and so on. I love it. In the front, there are lots of words of power that date back, some of them hundreds and even thousands of years ago. It's just, I'm just going to say, it's wonderful. I think I first heard about it from Sarah Ann Lawless. And if you don't know who Sarah Ann Lawless is, I would definitely say it behooves you to go find out about her. She is one of those people I would really love to meet and to speak to. She is a witch in the truest sense. She has a wonderful shop, Fern and fungi, however you say the word. I have purchased from her various salves. She does use henbane and belladonna and things, but I've bought some flying ointments, and I've also bought some medicinal type, like sleep aid or pain relief. I've mentioned her before. She has a very good interview from years ago when she was on Chris Orapello's podcast. And it might have been back when it was still The Infinite and Beyond. I don't know if it was that or if it was Down at the Crossroads yet. But that's one of my favorite interviews I've ever heard. It was definitely my favorite one of his. And I've re-listened to it quite a few times. She's the real deal. She knows her stuff. And she had shared like 3 books that were her Bibles for creating her magical potions. This was one of them. I think I bought all of the books. It took me a while to even pick it up. I have picked it up, and it is fantastical, and I will be implementing it, using it quite a bit this year. I don't have a huge list of resolutions this year. My main thing this year is just going to be magic, more magic. Make more time for magic. Do more of the stuff. Spend more time inward and less time distracted by life. I also purchased on Amazon recently, and I don't remember how much it was. It was pretty cheap. I got a bunch of these. I feel like it was like 100 or more. Tiny mirrors. Little tiny square mirrors. I think they're like 1 inch or 2 inch. No, those are 1 inch. And I am going to be putting together a little mirror box for a particular person. And that way I can sort of set it and forget it. It's just, you know, you probably know why mirror boxes are used. The main reason is so that somebody can think about what they have done or reflect upon their actions. And there's a person I know who I definitely think that person could use a little time out thinking about their reactions. And then I can leave that behind me. All right, now I want to share some podcasts. Woo! I'm going to try not to repeat any podcasts from previous videos. I've got 8 new ones here I'm going to share. I got a bunch more than that, but 8 new ones that you might be interested in. Me and Paranormal You is not a new podcast. It's been on for at least 3 or 4 years probably. It's new to me. I think I gave it a chance once or twice in the past, and then I just never stuck. And over the summer, I really got into it, and to the point where, I mean, I just absolutely love it. Ryan Singer is the host. He's a stand-up comic, but he's also really into the woo. And he interviews people. He's extremely open-minded. He wants to, and I love his whole philosophy, it's more fun to believe. You know, whether something is true or not, it's more fun to believe. So that's an awesome one. Another one that I just discovered this year is The Big Seance. Patrick Keller is the host name. He is the most likable guy. He cracks me up, and he interviews people. Most of them have like ghostly stories, paranormal type stories. That's my favorite kind of podcast. I mean, other than a couple educational ones that I like, overall I love paranormal things, especially ghostly stories and all that. The next three are all falling into that category. Family ghosts, haunted, and haunted places. They're all just like they sound. I will say Family Ghosts is extra special because he'll follow a certain story. Like they never knew whatever happened to their granddad or their uncle so-and-so. And he kind of turns it into a mission where he discovers about who this person was, and I don't know, it's really cool. He puts a lot of time into it. It definitely seems like it's a higher quality podcast than some are because of the amount of research he clearly puts into it. Last three aren't paranormal at all. Movie Crush is fun. If you're a movie lover and if you like stuff you should know, then you would love this podcast. It's got one of the hosts from Stuff You Should Know, and he interviews famous people, and they just sit and talk about movies, and that person comes on, and usually, you know, they come on with their favorite movie, and they talk all about why a particular movie is their most favorite, and it's really entertaining to listen to. Ridiculous History is a new one. That one is put out by two of the hosts from Stuff They Don't Want You to Know. Think about the title, Ridiculous History. It is. It's entertaining and educational. And then my last one is more for the kiddos, the little ones out there. Poochie is a fan of this one. It's called Pickle, and it's actually really cute. And if you think about what pickle means, like when you're in a pickle, when you have sort of a hard choice or kind of something, a weird decision, that's what it's about. It's topics that would be interesting to kids. Now, Poochie's 8.5. I think it would be interesting probably up to like 10 maybe. It depends on the kid, how savvy they are, or if they think they're too cool for this kind of thing. But I know there was one about friendship, like what really makes a friend a good friend. Another one, tattling. You know, should you tell on someone? But it's well done, and he really likes it. And today I was dropping him off over at his grandparents. On the way, he said he wanted to listen to a Pickle. He's like, "Do you have any more episodes of Pickle?" And so we started listening to the last one. And this one, we listened to them out of order, but we listened to the one about ancient Rome. I saved that one for last because I thought he'd be bored with it, but once we were listening to it, it was so not boring. It was so not boring. It talked about poop and all this stuff. You'd love it. Well, I don't know if you would love it, but if you know a little kid, a youngster, they would love it. So those are my podcast recommendations. I think I said I had more books. I did. And I shared one whole book with you. I think I'll scrap one I was going to show you and show you this one instead. This one is less of a book and more of a planner. I saw somebody on Instagram share this. I saw Annika, the sea priestess. She had shared this on Instagram. And then I saw someone else share it. I thought I discovered this. I was cruising around on Amazon the other day, like I've been doing a lot lately, and I saw this, and it looked really cool because it's a coloring book, but it's a planner. Now, I have shared with you before that I'm into coloring books, kinda. I don't color every day. Probably, depending on how many snow days there are in a year, I will color 6 to 10 pictures a year. So this is going to be a big step, doing this. And I have the whole year to do it. Here's the little front page once you open it. I like that, because I am going to have a magical year. I thought the pictures were really... Ooh. Pictures are really nice, and there is a ton of information. Days of the week, time of day. I'm going so backwards today. And I like this. So here's January coming up. They give you a little spell, but over here they have one of these for every month. Does this look as weird to you as it does to me? This thing is flickering really weird. Oh well. But I love having an intention that you set. I also might incorporate pulling a tarot card. I've always, and by always, the last 2 years I've gotten a Leonie Dawson book. This last year, the 2017 one, I didn't use it at all. Other than I filled out a few of just a couple of the pages in the front. I filled out. Did not use this thing at all. So I didn't want to be investing in no fancy planner again. This was $12, and I like it. I like the fact that you can kind of add some creativity to it, make it what you want it. It's not already all done for you. I mean, it kind of is, but you can fix it up a little bit. It's got the calendar, and then it also, just like any planner, has your calendar page, but then it's got, you know, break it down. I'm thinking I really want to try to be recording magical stuff in here more than, you know, PTA meeting crap. You know, I've got regular calendars. I don't need that. At the end of the month, there is just a blank page. You can do whatever you want with, and then it goes again. February, and then, you know, first your intentions, yada yada. I think I'll pull some cards and like do a monthly reading. Leonie Dawson has you do all of that on New Year's Eve. Pull all your cards for the year. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I might go up to 6 months at a time, but I don't think I want to do the whole entire year, because that's just, sometimes it's not cool. And you know, you don't want to be like the whole entire year knowing some bad shit's coming down in November, you know. But I like how it's got all that information in there. And not just information, but stuff you can do. Like channeling Bridget. That's cool. So look at these. Just 2 blank pages there, but with a nice picture in the middle of it. Around Beltane, after Beltane, the next page, it's just 2 blank pages. Isn't that cool? I just think this is fantastic. I know there's a lot of people out there who are super artistic and creative. And then there's people like me who have a very fixed mindset when it comes to that kind of thing. But I have all the colored pencils and all the markers in the world, and I will totally love doing that. So I wanted to share with you a couple new crystals I got. They're over here. The first one, and with my lighting so bad, good luck. Labradorite's one of my favorite stones of all. These earrings are labradorite. My sister gave me these. Can you even see them? Not so much. But this heart, I got that. Just on impulse. Last thing in the world I needed was more labradorite, but I love it. I went with this in mind. This is not a whole lot to look at, is it? This I got for a deal. I got for 30 bucks. But it was actually priced closer to 50 bucks. Because this is Super 7. And if you ever research Super 7, it is, and if you're a crystal person, then you will want one of these probably. They are very limited in the amount that is available on the earth. The cave that these came from has since flooded and been destroyed, and there's no more Super 7 to be had. But that cave that was the one place on the planet. This stone was discovered by Melody, the woman who put out the ginormous crystal book. I have this one of her book. It's not even in this book. Super 7 isn't. But so sometimes it's called the Melody Stone, and usually it's called Super 7 because it has 7 minerals in it. I have a printout of them because I cannot remember. There are some that are easy to remember, like amethyst and smoky quartz, and I think regular clear quartz. But then there's a bunch in here of things that I don't know how to say, but it is like a power stone. I heard one collector say if her house was burning down, she would grab her Super 7. That would be like her one thing she would grab. It resonates with all the chakras. You could lay down and put this on you and meditate, and it will realign all of your chakras. I think it's supposed to take a while to really attune yourself to it, at least a few weeks, and I've only had it for about a week and a half. I will say the first 3 nights I had it, I slept with it, and I had nightmares, like pretty severe nightmares. But what's kind of funny is the nightmares were all about school, about work, and about being unprepared. And this is one of my evaluation years where they come in, like they pop by at any time, and they stand there, and they have a huge list of things that they're looking for, and you know, you want to be doing all those things. I am never doing all those things, not at once. I hit on all of them at some point, but it's kind of like being on your A+++ game, which is not really how I roll. I had a few nightmares about that. And when you read up on it, it helps with intuition. And basically, it's no surprise I had that dream. All right. I will attempt to read the other minerals besides amethyst, clear quartz, smoky quartz. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I will probably say these wrong. So if you are a crystal expert, please be forgiving. Cacoxenite, rutile, geothite, and lepidocrosite. Probably said all those wrong, but that's what's in there. Super 7 is known to have a vibration that links all of humanity and guides the holder to help change the vibratory level of the whole planet. Okay. It aids personal ascension by assisting one in developing their psychic gifts, especially psychic knowing, which will aid in taking the right path for spiritual elevation. It attunes one to its metaphysical abilities and triggers the development of psychic abilities to further healing and wellness on all levels for the healing of the earth. It also aids in the healing of physical, intellectual, and spiritual diseases. Okay, this is awesome. This part is freaking amazing. Wait till you hear this. After one attunes to the vibration of a Super 7 stone, they will come to notice a surprise arise from the midst of the crystal, a spiritual being. This being will offer guidance, support, and assistance, along with some new gifts to offer, to aid one's spiritual journey. Super 7 brings the soul back into communication with the divine. It brings clarity of mind as it raises one's vibrations to a totally new level. It never needs to be cleansed or charged. It stimulates telepathy, telekinetic pursuits, clairaudience, clairvoyance, awareness, channeling, universal creativity, personal power, intuition, spiritual grounding. The metaphysical properties: purifies, balances, and energizes all of the chakras and auric bodies, aligns the chakras to the highest vibration, heightens the vibration of any other crystal in its vicinity, aids spiritual and psychic workers to take their talents to the next level higher. Once attuned to the crystal, it will help make a stronger connection with spirit, will increase already developed gifts to a new level. Keep the stone in one's auric field so they can benefit from personal healing. Sleep with one to awaken with a deep sense of peace, harmony, and contentment. That's funny because I've only had nightmares when I've slept with it. But I guess I ain't attuned yet. Meditation with this stone may stimulate psychic communication. aids one in the seeing of auras, strong grounding properties, and raises the vibrations of lower frequencies that are near the holder. Ooh, that's kind of creepy and cool. So if there's lower vibrations around me, it can raise that. That's cool. It can also help you release old patterns. Bitch, I need to be seriously releasing some old patterns. After I put them in the mirror box, I'm releasing. The other stone I got, this one I had no intentions of getting, but it was gorgeous sitting there delighting me. Hopefully. It's called snakeskin agate, and you can probably see why it would be snakeskin. It is the funkiest little thing ever. $15. It's funny, this was not in any of my crystal books, and neither was the Super 7. So I'm starting to like be interested in things outside the box. Not surprising, spiritual connection is Kundalini energy as well. With the snakeskin, that doesn't surprise me. Snakeskin agate, the frequency connects to the base, solar plexus, and crown chakras, stimulating these chakras so that one feels safe and aids with one's self-esteem and confidence. Via the crown chakra, snakeskin agate helps one to calm one's mental internal chatter, thus helping one to enter a state of inner quiet and inner peace. Y'all don't even know. That sounds amazeballs. We need some of that. Helps one have an inner strength to understand life's experiences and have a positive outlook. The energy of snakeskin agate aids with emotional issues relating to worry by supporting one's emotional body, helping one to become emotionally stable and be filled with the joy of living. It can help to direct Kundalini energy from and to the base and crown chakras. I thought that was cool. Basically, it was so fantastical looking to me, and when it said something about quietening down the chatter, I was all about that. I also bought, this is Moonstone. All these I got at that little Tennessee crystal store in Knoxville called Spirit of Stone or Stone of Spirit. It's in Knoxville, Tennessee. So if y'all are ever around, you better go by there and tell, what's her name, Linda? Her name might be Linda. Tell Linda I said hi, although she doesn't know Athena name. She knows my other name. But anyway, she's awesome. And you will spend more than you want to spend because she has a way of knowing what you need. This one is an inclusion quartz bracelet. So all these quartz crystals have inclusions in them. I thought it was cool. They had that one little dark one, and all the rest are a little bit lighter. But these were both $15 also. I spent a lot of money on crystals, and I feel a little bit bad, but not too bad, because honestly, my daddy had given me a teeny bit of money for the holidays, so thank you, Daddy. But, woo! Love it! I think I'm just about done here. It's been a while. I have been off of my groove when it comes to videos and stuff. It's just been weird. Partly I've just been sick and without a whole lot of energy. And it's difficult for me to sit down and do this when I don't have energy. But I did want to let you know something I think I'm going to be doing in 2018 is, I don't know if they're having a YouTube Pagan Challenge again, but actually, I take that back. They're not having the usual YouTube Pagan Challenge that they've done for the past 2 years. This year, I didn't participate, but last year I did, and it was fun, and it was really nice having a weekly topic. So if I didn't have any ideas for a video, I could just talk about the topic. It was fun. Plus, I really enjoyed watching other people's responses. Many of the people I love and follow now, I discovered through that pagan challenge. This year, or this coming up 2018 year, the idea is like the ABCs, pagan ABCs, where I think you have like 2 weeks or so for each letter. Does that works out pretty much, like, you know, like what, 26 letters in the alphabet? 26 times 2. Yeah, that works out for a year. So you get like 2 weeks for each letter. I think originally the idea was you come up with any topic you want that starts with A. It could be athame, it can be altars, it could be angels, it could be whatever. But to make it a little easier, Annika, again, same person I talked about a little while ago, she either made up or found or someone shared with her a little rhyming ABC thing. I don't have it on me right now. If I think about it and if I find it, I will link it below, or I'll link Annika's video talking about it. I would love to see some of you participate. There's a group on Facebook, and I think it's like just the YouTube pagan, something like that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having like some topics, and I like the fact that it's not like every week. So, you know, you got about 2 weeks for each letter, and you can do whatever you want with it. So look for those in the future. If I don't talk to you again before 2018, I will say to you right now, Happy New Year. Happy 2018. Hope you are ready to put 2017 to rest. Take from it what was good, leave behind what wasn't good. Stick it in your little mirror box if you have to, but then leave it behind and start over brand new. I love New Year's. I love new starts. And I have a feeling that 2018 is going to be better. Not good. 2018 is going to be a whole lot better than 2017. But thank you for watching. I love you. Be well. Take care of yourself. And see you next year.